Well, welcome to the Roosevelt Room, and welcome to Todd Jones's family, to Margaret and Anthony, and the Attorney General. With the ceremonial swearing in today, we're finally putting the ATF fully back in business. This has been a long time in coming. And we couldn't have picked a better man or woman for the job. Todd Jones is a true American patriot. You all know his background. He served in the Marine Corps as an infantry officer with the 1st Marine Division. He went on to become a well-respected U.S. attorney, where he worked in a number of cases involving drug trafficking, firearms, and violent crime issues. And he has held the position of acting director. I'm glad that's over. Acting director of the ATF for 2 years before finally being confirmed. And in our opinion, the President's and mine and the Attorney General's, there is no doubt that we have a deeply qualified, the best person for the job. And it's an important job. ATF is the key agency enforcing our gun laws, and they need a permanent director in order to do that and to do the job to the best of their ability. They've got a great staff, a great outfit over there, but they've been, in my view, over the last period of time, been marginalized or attempted to be marginalized by the process, but no longer. The other point I want to make is the President and I are going to continue to do work with the Congress to continue to strengthen gun safety laws in this country. But in the meantime, the President's going to continue to do everything we can within our executive authority to try to reduce gun violence in America. And today I want to announce we're taking 2 important steps that will be enforced by Todd and ATF. And the first one is that current law, as you all know, places special restrictions on the most dangerous of weapons, such as machine guns and short-barreled shotguns. And right now, in order to purchase or own one of those weapons, the weapon has to be registered in order to lawfully possess the weapon, and the prospective buyer, the owner of that weapon, must undergo fingerprint-based background checks. But there has evolved the problem in the recent past. Felons, domestic abusers, and others prohibited, legally, constitutionally prohibited from owning guns, can have found an easy way to evade the required background checks and gain access to these weapons. And all they have to do is register the weapon to a trust or to a corporation. It's a very artful dodge to get around people who are not capable constitutionally, legally, of owning weapons to be able to gain access. Last year alone, there were 39,000 requests for transfers of these restricted firearms to trust or to corporations. So ATF is using a regulation, will be using a regulation to close that loophole. The proposed rule requires people associated with these kinds of trusts or corporations to go through the same background check that individuals have to do. Will end this means by which to get these weapons, these most dangerous weapons, to people who are not, under the law, allowed to own them. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's common sense. It's going to help ensure that machine guns and other particularly dangerous weapons don't end up in the hands of those who, as a matter of law, are not entitled to own them. The second action we're taking is to prevent military-grade firearms from being re-imported back in the United States. As all of you know, we sell military-grade firearms, to our allies, around the world. And those firearms are not able to be imported back into the United States without U.S. government approval. We say, look, we're going to sell you these firearms, or give you these firearms, military firearms, and if you decide to upgrade later, you cannot take these firearms and send them back to the United States. You have to get permission from us what you are going to do with them. Right now, as I said, We provide those firearms with the prohibition, provides the military, provides the prohibition that they can't be imported back without government approval. Unfortunately, since 2005, the United States government has approved, has authorized requests to re-import more than 250,000 of these firearms. Prior to 2005, that was not happening. Well, we're announcing a new policy today denying requests to bring military-grade firearms back to the United States to private entities. We're ending the practice of allowing countries to send back to the United States these military weapons to private entities, period. The new policy is going to help keep military-grade firearms off our streets, and again, it's a simple, common-sense way to try to reduce gun violence in America. Of course, as the President and I have said many times, the best way to reduce gun violence in America is for Congress to act on the common-sense proposals we put forward, like expanding background checks and making gun trafficking a federal crime. And I want you to know that the President and I remain committed to getting these things done. If Congress won't act, we'll fight for a new Congress. It's that simple. But we're going to get this done. We're going to get this done. With that, I'd like to, it's now my privilege to swear in Todd Jones as Director of the ATF. What I'm going to do is invite Margaret to come up. I guess you're going to hold the Bible, Margaret. Todd, there you go. And your son, why don't you come and stand in this picture, because this is a family affair here. If you put your left hand in the Bible and raise your right hand, I'm going to read through the oath and then seek your affirmation. But I'm going to ask you to say aye and state your name.
I, Todd Jones,
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter, so help me God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank
you
you
very much. Get over here, General. This is the guy you're going to work with. He's the best partner you're going to possibly have. So thank you. The floor is yours.
Well, as a trial lawyer, I'll be brief. That's always something to watch out for.
That's like saying a senator, I'll be brief.
It is a great honor and a privilege to be formally leading one of the finest law enforcement organizations in the Department of Justice and federal government, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. I've got my team here. I've had a chance to work as the acting director with some fine individuals all around the country at ATF over the last 2 years in an acting capacity, and I very much look forward to us taking it to the next level to protect the American public, to do our best, working with our state, federal, and local colleagues to keep the communities around the country safe from violent gun crime. So thank you, Mr. Vice President. I'm very thankful to the President for this nomination and to the United States Senate for finally confirming a director.
Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. Appreciate it.